Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. I'm not giving you any medical advice today, not making any medical claims, and everything stated in this video today are the opinions of the speaker and are basically not supporting any product, either for or against any product. Everything is just my opinion, guys. But actually what I want to share with you guys today is one of the most difficult things, one of my biggest challenges in learning about hydrogen throughout so many years is something that is very unexpected. Because sometimes people think you can trust a doctor when it comes to hydrogen. All I've really learned is that they don't really know a lot about what they're talking about. But why? Why? The reason is because I didn't understand until, it's been years now that I've understood this, but I'm learning even more, which I'm going to share with you guys today, is that engineering is a huge role in hydrogen. You can have a doctor that say, hey, I know about hydrogen. I know it's great for you. Here, use this product for hydrogen. But they don't seem to understand the engineering behind it, the proper way to make it, and even down to the proper way to utilize it. This has just been an observation that I've made. And I've had to do so much research into engineering, which is not really my forte, but I've just wanted to learn so much about hydrogen. And this is something new that I recently learned. Let's talk a little bit about high output devices versus devices that are not necessarily super crazy high output. What I've learned is that you actually will most likely lose purity of the hydrogen when you have a high output device. I found this very interesting. In order to make a high output device with high grade of purity is very expensive. To make really high ppm water and hydrogen gas inhalation at extremely high quality would probably be a device that's somewhere in the neighborhood of about $12,000. Now, one of the interesting things that I found is, for example, the Hydrofix. This device, I've learned a lot about it throughout the years, and I've learned that it really has basically some of the highest grade, super high purity of hydrogen. There is something that I am going to be releasing very soon, some interesting information about the Hydrofix, which is actually blowing my mind. I thought I knew everything about this thing and about hydrogen really. There is more to be learned, and I can't share it unfortunately with you guys right now, but I'm very excited. So stay tuned, basically, share, subscribe, support the channel. But I'm going to be revealing some very interesting information, and it's going to get really into the medical aspect of things. It's just going to be super, super fascinating. But again, ultimately what I've learned, what really is better? A high output device that doesn't really have a high amount of purity. I've seen a lot of machines out there, like machines that use lye or sodium hydroxide, which is literally the worst way to make hydrogen in my opinion. It's silly. That's the main ingredient in Drano. It's clearly toxic. It's actually caustic. It's terrible. You never want to use something like that. But even down to the cheap metals that people use and how that affects the production of hydrogen and the quality of the gas you're going to be getting. Another really bad sign, obviously, especially if your machine ever builds up any type of sludge and you have to dump it. It's very bad for the environment, bad for the waterways. That's coming from the device that you're inhaling, guys. So, these are some of the examples, and that's just one of many examples. I don't want to name products because I don't really want to throw anybody under the bus. I'd rather just show you guys what I use, and I'm always about the best. And purity is important. Why? Because what I've ultimately learned is in order to get really good benefits from hydrogen, a lot of times you're just going to be using it for the long term. It's kind of like clean water. You're not going to drink clean water for just one day or 1 week. You're going to want to drink this for a long period of time, years and years. And the cleaner the water, the better it's going to be for you, in my opinion, right? So because of this extended use, if you're trying to do it for your health, purity is going to be required. It goes the same thing for your food, whether you're eating a really nice steak, you want the grass-fed, grass-finished. You don't want any weird stuff going into these animals. Or if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you want them to be organic, you want them to be clean. Purity is such an important aspect of what I've personally learned for improving my health, and it's just taken so much research to figure out the pure way of doing things. And obviously hydrogen is really kind of my specialty. I've taken such a deep dive into it, and I share this information with you guys. So what's more important, high output with lack of purity, or basically a really good level of hydrogen, even though it's not maybe crazy high output, but the purity is intact, extremely high purity, something that doesn't require to be filtered or anything of the sort. It just comes out pure the way that it is. My experience is ultimately you want the purity. The purity is extremely important if you're trying to heal. If you're just trying to make high levels of hydrogen, well, that's a different thing. It doesn't really matter that much if you're just going to have a blowtorch or something of that nature, or using hydrogen for a fuel. It's very different as compared to using hydrogen for a human consumption. That's very, very different, and I've noticed the big difference. And I ultimately hope that this information is helpful to you guys, because I didn't realize that the higher the output, that you will literally lose some of the purity. And in order to really make it extremely pure, you really would have to step up your game, I guess, as you would say, and it would cost a lot more to do something like that. And I don't really necessarily see a need for that, in my opinion. I mean, if people want to spend more money, I think it might be interesting, but I think a really nice balance that I found, obviously the device I like, hydrogen gas and hydrogen water, high purity. Of course, it's lab tested and certified. I don't know of any other machine out there that is actually each machine being certified. I've seen every single machine out there, and this is the only one to date. But again, I really wish I could share right now, but I have more exciting information that I'm going to share with you guys. It's going to be really great, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time on the next one.